The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
I'm a big fish in a small pond. Got my days free and my nights long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. As famous as I wanna be. Who I am is fine with me. It's who I am. It's who I am. Who I am is fine with me.
We're coming in. Hi, everybody. It's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? Oh, I'm so glad you're here. You know, I wait for this hour all week, and I appreciate that you guys are here with me, keeping me company. It is June 9th, 2020. So, Jimmy, I'm getting a little bit of an echo back there. I don't know why, but... so we're still working out some kinks. You know, a lot of the stuff that, a lot of the technology stuff, because so many people are using it, have been a little crunchy this week. Can you guys hear me? I see Mandar Chick Magnet, Jeffrey Campbell. Let me know, you guys, if there's sound out there. I did a test earlier, and it seemed to be okay. And I just want to make sure it's working, because last week I had a little bit of an issue with the sound. So let me know if it's working out there. Okay, so tonight... as I said, hi Eddie Kutu from Blade Salon in Connecticut. Leo Rodriguez. You see, I extra rolled my R's. Do it with me. Leo Rodriguez. I'm telling you, if you can, even with my kids at school, I make them do Leo Rodriguez to roll their R's. Okay, so I think you guys can hear me. Let me know. Leo, let me know if you can hear me. Jeffrey, I think you guys will let me know. Oh my God, Jeffrey, you're so smart. Jeffrey, you get top of the class for noticing that it's our 150th episode of What's the Story with Maria. Yes, Jeffrey, thank you for acknowledging that. I am so excited. You know, when I was writing it down, because I do keep a log of all my shows, and when I was writing everything down, I thought to myself, wow, 150. That's actually almost 3 years. So I think, let me see, 52, 52 would be 156. So at 6 more episodes and we will have reached our 3-year mark. Can you imagine? And I think I only missed 2. Once I was in Italy and Chris Shapiro and Silvana Mastrolia ran the show for me. That was amazing. And then one other time I had technical difficulties and I couldn't go on at all. But other than that, we have done 150 episodes, and you folks have been right here with me, and I can't thank you enough. So tonight, we have, they're all special shows for different reasons, and tonight our special show is, my guests are Tarra Connor-Jones and Kristina Leach. Now, Tarra Connor-Jones has been on the show before. You guys have, a lot of you folks out there, our friends, know Tarra. She's incredible. She's like... really like the kind of vocalist that packs a punch. Like when you meet her in real life, super sweet, not quiet. I wouldn't put her under the quiet category. Very polite, very sweet. And then, man, oh man, she sings and you're like, where in God's name did that voice come from? So Tarra is coming on, and Kristina Leach is coming on. Kristina Leach is a friend of Darcy Blakesley, who's a mutual friend of ours. And she and I just recently became friends because I have this writers group that's been meeting online, and she is one of the writers on that group, and I just adore her. I love her energy. So I want to let me fill you in on the, let me see where we're at. Okay, Tara's going to call in at 9:15. So another thing that I normally just put the date and stuff, and if it's something really important, like somebody's birthday or something, I will write it on my log. The last... I guess it's been about 9 weeks. I've been writing where we're at with things like COVID. Sometimes I call it a COVID crisis, you know, depending on what I'm feeling about it. This week I didn't put any COVID on there. You know, I wrote we're working towards the end, hopefully, knock on wood, of our pandemic. Hopefully, you know, if we all play it safe, and I really want to stress that. it's really important that people still wear their masks. And please, I know we're sick of hearing it, wash your hands. It's really like carry your sanitizer. And then you know what? You're going to find that these are great habits anyway. So you're never wasting. What's the worst that can happen? You have no germs. How great is that? So if we keep doing that, we're really going to be able to because I miss people very much, and I'm dying to see my friends and family. And so let's just keep doing that because I think it's working. For the Northeast anyway, and I think California, it's starting to work. So, and we've been in, I guess this is going into the second week of protests. And I gotta say, reporting from New York, that things have really wound down. And I haven't been out there in the sense of being in the thick of it. But I live in New York. I mean, I'm not outside of it. And I have to say, there's this sense of real community that's happened versus fear and upheaval and discord. So what's happening is there's a shift in the energy. And I gotta say, I'm really happy about that. And I'm happy for everything good that's come out of it. Not the bad. There's a lot of bad that comes out of things, but a lot of good that's come out of it. And one of the things that's come out of all of this between the pandemic, I mean, think about the time we're in. Holy moly. The pandemic. Economic crisis because of the pandemic, of course, and all the other stuff that goes with it. A lot of people are out of work. I mean, I think there's like 20 million people out of work. 30? Is it a crazy number like that? 2 million are back, which is great. And what they were saying about that is there's people that got the PPL loans, which is businesses, their agreement is that they would hire back their employees. So a lot of those people now that are opening, shops that are opening, are bringing those workers back. And I'm so happy about that. A lot of people were out of work and waiting on unemployment or not eligible for it, or just really crazy times. So that's really like a good thing. And hopefully, knock on wood, a little at a time, we're all coming back. We're going to be able to go into our lives. And shout out to my cousins Joyce and Gina. They're at Joyce's Unisex Salon, 132 Ferry Street in Everett. They're super busy. My sister, European Flair, in Concord, she's been busy. She's back. I mean, they have to really stagger things. They have a lot of rules. Eddie Kutu, I'm pretty sure I saw you. Blade Salon in Rocky Hill, Connecticut is back. And I got to tell you, my hat is off to these shops. It's just incredible. It's incredible that what you guys are doing and how they've separated everything. People way down in their cars. And one of the most amazing things about this time is that we have adjusted. Like, you think about that. I mean, I am not a spring chicken. I've always said this. But I don't think in my lifetime I've ever seen anything kind of like this. But what I'm more impressed with, now that I'm kind of on that other side of fear, is how amazingly people have adjusted and are working together. And that's really cool. All right, let me see. Tarra is going to call in a few minutes, but I want to shout out my buddies. Okay, so where would I be without all my friends? So we had Leo, of course, Jeffrey Campbell, Ed Kutu, Richard Koch. How are you, my love? Richard Koch is an amazing photographer. Sometimes he goes Facebook Live, and I always enjoy that, Richard, because you have such a gentle way about you, and you show the city and all these beautiful things. And I like your voice, too, and I love your accent. So that is Richard Koch. Maybe, hopefully, when all of this is over, we can have you come back on the show and show some of the amazing pictures that you took during this time. And, of course, Mandar Chick Magnet. Mandar, you must be itching to get back out there and dance. Because Mandar is like a dancing fool. Like, this guy starts cutting up the rug, and the next thing you know, there's like 14 women around him. Just like cutting up the rug with Mandar. And he's got the moves. He's smooth, man. That's why I call him Mandar Chick Magnet. So I'm sure you're dying to get back out there. Sound is good. Sometimes it's an echo. Okay. And then, let me see who else is here. Liz Goldenberg. Hi, Liz Goldenberg. How are you? You can't, okay, you can hear me. That's good. Then we have Andy Prasky. Hi, Andy Prasky. I think you're still out in Jersey. Yes, thank you on the milestone. I guess it's a big deal, right? I mean, I feel like it's a big deal. I'm just having fun. If I'm not having fun, I don't like to do things. But I'm really having fun with this. This is no problem. Kitchenette, Annette Zito, incredible cook. And you know what I love about your cooking, and that it's not just your cooking, it's the way you prepare everything and the way you explain how you prepared everything and how everything comes together so incredibly. Like, I'm a really, really messy cook. I can't help it. And most of the time I'm creating and inventing at the last minute. It's not, I don't plan too much out. It's kind of like, I'm kind of like that in my life too. It's funny. But, so a lot of my peeps are here. Oh, Kristina Leach is there. Wonderful. Kristina, I'm so excited. She's going to call in at 9:35, which is 6:35 Pacific time because she's out in LA. So yeah, you know, like one of the things we're going to, well, this is what my show, I always let my show be loose, but the reason that I'm bringing these two wonderful people together, Tarra Connor Jones and Kristina Leach, is because, I love Facebook and I love following people on Facebook, and also because of this writers group, I've gotten to know Kristina a little bit, and it's just that there's certain people that you just can't keep from sending out good vibes. Like, no matter what you throw out into the universe, and I'm sure there's lots of times when they want to just like throw their hands up, and they do, but what I get from them as another creative person is this like just flow of like, let's just stay in it, All right, so speaking of creative, here's my buddy Tarra Connor Jones. Can you hear me, sweetheart?
I hear you very well.
Okay, baby, bring up your voice a tiny bit because we got to make sure we get you on two microphones, one for the radio station, one for Facebook. Okay, how are you, my darling?
I am really good. How are you, my Maria? There's that roll of the R, honey.
Wow, you're really good at that. You're really good at that. So listen, I was just saying that you and Kristina, I brought you on the show together. I wish you were in the audience together because you'd really like each other. She's in LA.
Aww.
You're in New York now, right? Or are you still in Florida? You're in New York now, right?
No, I'm in New York.
Okay, great. And I just was saying that you're someone, Tarra, that I always follow on Facebook for many reasons, because you're always doing something, but you always have like a really positive attitude about your art and what you're doing, and just that there's a joy to what you bring to the world, and I really want to thank you for that because it inspires me.
Aww. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
And I know it's been a very hard 10 weeks with all that's going on.
This has probably been the hardest 10 weeks or however many weeks than I can remember in quite some time.
Yep.
And I've done my best to stay positive. I've done my best to still do some kind of art,
yep.
some type of creative expression just for my own soul.
Right.
Thankfully, those contributions have been helping other people. So
yeah.
That's a great thing.
Absolutely.
But,
now,
I'm so glad that we're coming out of it a little bit.
Yes, we are. I said that tonight. I feel that. So I'm glad you feel it too. I feel like we're not quite out of the woods, but I feel like my head's poked up over it. Like I can see over the fence, right?
Right.
Now, you are a singer. I know you as an amazing singer. Now, what I was saying is Tarra is one of these people, is a very gentle soul. Like, she's the kind of person that you like being around because you don't feel like she would ever hurt you or be mean. It's true. I just really like being around you. You're very kind and sweet. And then she gets up and sings, and you're like, what the hell just happened?
Stop it.
I love it. And people, I'm sure you get this all the time. Even today I was talking about you, and two different people said, oh yeah, she's like, has that Nell Carter energy. And have you been compared to Nell quite a bit?
I have been compared to Nell my entire life, and it used to aggravate me.
Right.
Back in the day when I was 16, 17, I would say, I don't sound like her, I sound like my own self, and
right,
blah,
right.
blah, blah, blah.
Well, you do. Sound
and
like
that's great, but the older I've gotten, I realize how much of a compliment that really is.
Yeah, because nobody else really, since I've heard you, has ever sounded like her to me, except her. She's very unique. And then you can cover that kind of stuff, and you do evoke the memory of her, but you definitely have your complete own style. And I love that about you. Now, the shows have been put on hold, right? Like, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or canceled. One of the two,
Or postponed, yeah, because you were really on a roll there for a while, right?
I was. I'm so grateful. I actually had work booked out for all of this year. I had a tour of Ain't Misbehaving.
Oh, boy.
That was going to be in Boise, Idaho, and Cleveland.
Okay.
That was canceled, postponed.
Put on the back burner, as they say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
and then I had a couple of gigs that I lost, but
yeah, I know, honey. It's one of those really challenging things. But I gotta say, I noticed that you have been. I mean, in some way, it's very sad. But what you've been doing, which I think is quite beautiful, is you've been lending your voice for good in the world. Like, I know you did some virtual memorials. That must have been really hard. That must have been really hard.
It was hard. More than anything, it was like an out-of-body experience. It was very weird. I had nothing to compare that to.
Right.
But I don't know if I've ever, until that moment, sang for a virtual funeral.
Right. But I remember
really weird.
Looking on Facebook and saying, I've never even heard of that. Because
right?
we've never needed that. But I really have to say that, like, I have such respect for the fact that you helped all those people out. Because you did, Tarra. Your voice brought people comfort, and I just wanted to thank you for doing that. I thought it was just incredible. Because a lot of people wouldn't do it. A lot of people would say, I can't, or I'm going to get emotional, or I don't know that person, or, look, I'm having my own problems.
I didn't know the person.
Right.
I mean, it was a relative of my dentist in Florida.
Isn't that crazy? But you did it. You stepped up.
Yeah, it was a part of that experience that started tugging at me, saying that I have to be creative. I have to get up out of this continual sadness and do something. And that was when I started, I created the idea for these bedroom sessions that I've been doing.
All right, so tell people about that.
Yeah.
I love this. I love it.
Because I live in the four walls of my bedroom since March,
right.
I decided one week that I need to dress up. I need to put on a wig, honey. I need to beat my face.
I love it.
I need to transform. And so I decided I'm going to do a show. That's perfect.
I love
so
it.
I went on YouTube and found all these karaoke tracks to some of my favorite songs and dressed up and live from my bedroom. I did a show that was just supposed to be to lift my spirits and fun for me, and little did I know that it lifted the spirits of so many other people.
And me included, honey. Me included.
And they asked for more, and I did another one around Mother's Day weekend. And then I got connected with this organization called Project Pride in Sarasota.
Okay.
For the LGBTQ community.
Cool.
And they have partnered with me to do a bedroom session fundraiser.
I love it.
Right?
Yes, it's
Really,
great.
that came out of me just wanting to play dress up and sing. And that show is this Thursday night for their fundraising event. So I'm super hyped about that.
Yeah.
I have costume changes, wig changes, and everything. I've spent this week so far trying to figure out how I can layer my costumes, which are the clothes out of my closet.
Right. Listen, I got to tell you, you really dolled up. Like, you didn't just phone it in or, like, maybe put on a dress and kind of sort of. You really went for it. I think, didn't you have some pearls on and everything?
Probably.
Yeah, like you really. I loved it. And I was like, I think I caught it and I was like, wait, what the hell? Is she doing a show? And I loved it because you know what it made me feel like? It made me feel so, I hate to keep using the word normal because it's like people have overused it, but it made me feel grounded in that I was like, okay, it's going to be all right. I don't know when it's going to end, but it's going to be okay. Tara's all dressed up like she's really taking and because it's the way that we are out there when we perform. We have to give it what we got. And, like a show is a show. And you committed to that. And I really thought that was amazing. Oh, I want to tell
Thank you.
that Leo has posted your information so you can find Tarra. Tara's amazing. Now, Tarra, I also...
thank you, Leo.
Leo's the best. Let's say Leo Rodriguez together, Tarra, shall we?
Yes.
Leo Rodriguez.
Rodriguez.
Oh my God, that's a hell of a roll.
Well, you know, I have double R's in the middle of my name, so I've been saying Tarra, like, since I was 5, probably.
Oh, I love that. That
It's like my thing.
I love it. So you've been knowing how to do that for a while. Now, I do want to talk about, not before you were a singer, because you've always been a singer, obviously, but you did spend a certain amount of years teaching. Is that correct?
I did. I spent 19 years teaching in Duval County, Jacksonville, Florida.
So you were a teacher.
My
You were
hometown.
Miss, what do they call you? Miss Tarra, Miss Connor Jones? What do they call you?
Miss Jones.
Miss Jones, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I bet you commanded some respect from those kids, didn't you?
You know, I was the fun teacher, and I always say I didn't have many problems in my classroom because I had a very free and flexible classroom.
Right.
That was, the reward had a lot to do with being positive.
Right.
You know,
See?
like I kept a treasure chest. Even my 4th graders, you would be amazed at what 9 and 10-year-olds will do to go in a treasure chest on a Friday.
No, I do know because I teach as well, and people are...
So yeah, so you know, it's like mine when they like live to go in that treasure chest on Friday at that age.
Right.
And, you know, I wanted them to play. They could write notes in my class. My only requirement was that if I catch your note, it has to have correct grammar and punctuation and sentence structure.
That's hysterical. That is
I don't
hysterical.
care if you write it. Write it. Just use everything that I've taught you when you write it.
That's amazing.
And be smart enough not to get caught. But if I catch you, it better be correct.
Oh, I like that. I like that. And you know, are you ever in touch? Now, when did you stop teaching? A couple of years ago?
2014.
Okay, so that's pretty recent. That's pretty recent. Do you ever miss it?
I don't. No.
Okay, yeah, teaching is hard. It's harder than people ever can imagine.
It's really hard, and you have to be fully passionate, fully 100% committed to it.
Yeah.
And I tell people all the time, if you're not, the best thing to do is leave the profession. It was never my first choice.
Right.
And I know you will understand this.
Yes, I absolutely
But it was
do.
something I was really, really good at.
Yes, I do understand that. Very much so.
Because it's kind of really all under the umbrella of entertainment. When you get up in front of a classroom full of students every day, you better be able to entertain.
Well, yes, exactly what teaching is. It's performance. It's performance while you are giving it. You're giving information and you're performing. You know, otherwise you just throw a book in front of kids and say, "Okay, just read it, and then let me know what you think." So
right, you know, it was always my plan B.
Yeah,
and I was going to do it for 3 years, then be a star.
Yeah,
and then 3 years went to 5 to 10 to 19, and really at around 18, I figured, I'm going to probably just retire from this.
Yeah.
And I had an amazing opportunity, and that opportunity opened to all of this.
Right.
I'm so very grateful. I would not go back.
No, and then you started performing a lot, quite a bit, right? You came up from. I do want to say hello to my honey. She just popped on. Hi, honey. Judy, she is across the harbor, so she just popped on Facebook, and I did want to acknowledge. Now,
sweet.
yes, it is sweet. I love her. Now, you started doing tours immediately, right?
Pretty immediately, which freaked me out because everyone told me, well, when you get to New York, you know, it's going to probably take anywhere from a year to 2 years. You got to just be patient. And I heard all of that, but I kept telling people, everything in me says I'm supposed to be there now.
Right.
And if I'm going now, I believe God is going to open opportunities for me now.
Right.
I got here in January of 2018, and I literally was auditioning every day.
I know.
And end of February 2018, I booked 2 shows shows. One was Ain't Mr. Haven.
Yep.
And I actually went to that audition on a fluke. I went to that audition to practice for what I thought was going to be a bigger audition later.
Really? Isn't that crazy? It's always the one you don't think you don't care about that you get.
Yeah, I didn't even know their season, and when they gave me the call back, it was for 2 shows.
Wow.
Like 2 shows.
And what was the other show?
And I ended up, Chicago the Musical, I ended up booking both those shows at that theater.
Oh, my God.
Right off the bat.
That is
I
fantastic.
didn't even know they were doing Chicago.
Well, you're perfect for both those roles. I know exactly, because I know we spoke about it last time you were here. Now, the thing is, so you still vocalize every day, or you're still keeping your chops up? What have you been doing for that?
I do. I will admit, I may not vocalize every day, but I am humming every day because, the singer in me has to sing.
Well, me too.
But,
I got you.
These bedroom sessions and songs that I've recorded for friends, those kinds of things have kind of kept me vocally active.
Yeah, it's important. Now, are you still doing the bedroom sessions?
Yeah, I have one Thursday.
Okay, so what's
fundraiser with Project Pride.
Okay, tell everybody about that. Can they catch it?
Yes.
Okay, tell everybody
You
about it.
can go on to oh my gosh, let me turn around on my computer. So
That's all right. Take your time, honey. We got it.
Project Pride SRQ, which is the code name for Sarasota SRQ.
Okay, SRQ. Okay.
So it's Project Pride SRQ.
Okay, Project Pride SRQ.
And they will be broadcasting live from their Facebook page.
Okay.
I'm going to it now. It's Project Pride SRQ.
Okay.
2 separate words. They'll be broadcasting live Thursday at 7 p.m.
This Thursday at 7 p.m. So this Thursday is going to be the 11th. So June 11th, you can go and check that out at 7 p.m. Wow.
Yes, and I'm sure the link will be on my page also. If you don't want to go to their page, it'll be on my page.
Yeah, just go to Tarra's page.
It's a great fundraiser. I tease the guy who's over Project Pride in Sarasota, Josh, all the time. I was like, well, Josh, can y'all find me a man?
Listen, is Josh gay?
Yes,
He's not going to find you any man. I'm telling you, we have to stop. I know, but I'm telling you. You know what's the funniest thing? You know when you're going to find that man, that perfect man, when you're not even looking. I'm telling you, when we think our friends are going to find us somebody, it never happens. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, you might be even at a party with all your friends, and it's just going to happen. I'm telling you, that's the way it is. Keep doing what you're doing. And we'll never know. Maybe Josh does know. Maybe Josh does know somebody. But then that means you got to go back to Florida. I don't want you to go back to Florida. I'm selfishly want you to stay here.
I'm not going back to Florida.
All right.
Whoever this person will need to be able to be in New York, or we will be able to do our separate things and meet in the middle at some point.
I love that. I love that. We're gonna put that out into the universe.
Yes, honey.
Yes, honey, we are. Now, let me just tell you that Leo has posted the Project Pride SRQ already.org, so people can find it easily.
Leo is amazing.
Yes, Leo is. And Kristina said that she already typed that her plans are made for Thursday. She's all set. She knows what she's doing on Thursday night.
Oh, Kristina, thank you.
Yep, it's going to be fun. All right, Tarra.
Let me say one more thing.
Whatever you want.
It's a fundraiser for them.
Okay.
But the really neat thing is, 50% of the proceeds will come to me.
As they should.
For doing the performance on that. And it is going to be a pretty killer song list. It's actually a little daunting even for me, and I thought to myself, why did I put all those songs on the list for myself?
Well, because you were challenging yourself. I like that about you.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
So that makes me happy because, listen, everybody's out of work. We're all trying to get back to work. We're all ready, willing, and able to go back to work. We're starting our engines.
Ready, willing, and able.
Ready, willing, and able. So if, sometimes you'll see people will do concerts from home and they'll put their Venmo up or whatever's up there. And boy, we all thank you, because everyone that has donated to anything that we're doing, you guys have literally helped us so much. We can't even tell you. So much, right? Because New York rents are not cheap. And
no,
we're trying
it's been grocery. It's been so many things. It's been just amazing. Those tips on Venmo and Cash App, however they come.
Yep.
They have been a blessing for me too. I bought groceries.
I know.
It's been great.
Yeah, I have a friend. She's very sweet, and I told her the other day. I said, "Listen, you have literally paid my electric bill." And I got to tell you, people have just been so sweet, because you'll do a few songs and they send you something here and there, and it adds up and it really helps. And it's been a really tough 3 months for most of us. So in the arts, yep. But listen, you are inspiring everybody, and I want to thank you. And we'll put that in our calendars. Thursday at 7 p.m. Go to Tarra's page, and Tarra's going to let it rip, and you're going to be so happy that you did.
Yay, I'm going to do my best.
Yes, and listen, when all of this comes to a nice little wind down and we can all hang out together again, I'm going to have a nice little get-together here. And I did my piano. I varnished my piano. It looks beautiful. And I'm going to cook.
I saw it. It is beautiful.
I'm so happy, because you remembered my old piano. It was okay, but it was so beat up. But I really made it look glamorous.
You did that. That's amazing. I'm like, wow.
You know what? I just had a little time, and I thought I'd take a chance, and it came out well. So that's all.
You did.
All right. I love you, honey.
I love you more. Thanks, everybody, for listening.
Okay, and we will have you'll be on again when we can do this again, and keep us posted. And listen, if anything comes up, just post it on my wall, and then I'll post it on the What's the Story with Maria wall, okay?
Okay, hon.
All right, love you to pieces.
Mwah. Love
Mwah.
you too.
Bye, honey.
Bye-bye.
Okay, Tarra Connor Jones. Amazing. And like I said, she's a sweetheart. You listen to her. She's got this very, very soothing speaking voice. And then you hear her sing, and you're like, where in God's name did that voice come from? So, yeah, if you have some time, please. She's amazing. And it's something fun to do on Thursday night. So, let me see. Let me check out some people. I know that any minute, Kristina Leach is going to call in, and we're very excited about that. So, Judy, my honey bunny, has checked in. Jay Rivera. Hi, Jay. Very handsome and talented. Jay has checked in. Our usual suspects are here. Brad Nolan. Brad, you posted something so funny on one of my posts today that it wasn't even a funny post. The post wasn't funny. But what you posted was so funny that it totally cheered me up. So thank you for doing that. I really appreciate that. All right, so Tarra, everybody's saying break a leg, and everybody's pulling for it. Yeah, I got to tell you. So Kristina, just call in anytime. I would love it. We'll start our ball rolling here. But I got to tell you, people that are doing stuff on Facebook, even if it's just, sometimes people are baking bread and are like, hey, or they're doing something with their kids. For me personally, it has helped me feel so connected to people and know what people are doing, in their lives. And it's just really sweet, because you get to see like a little window into people's lives and how they're kind of cruising through this time, and I really think that we're going to go back and we're going to find out when we look back at this that we did some really amazing things. I will before. Here comes Leach. Good. I'm glad. Kristina Leach is calling. Kristina, give me a second to put you on speakerphone, honey. Are you there, Kristina?
Okay. I am here.
Okay, bring up your voice a tiny bit, honey, because I got two microphones that have to pick up your volume.
Okay.
How are you doing, sweetheart? You're in LA, right?
Right. We're in very hot, sunny LA.
Okay. And I know you were driving today when I text you, so now is it getting back to...
It was.
I know that people have been staying home, but is the traffic getting back to where it used to be in LA?
I have to say this, it's the only upside to people being inside is that the traffic was not that bad.
Right, same thing with New York. Yep.
It was kind of a miracle, actually.
Yep,
So,
I agree. New York and New Jersey, I was like, wow, this is not going to happen in my lifetime again, so I'm going to enjoy it.
ever.
Yeah, ever.
That's right.
You're right. I remember I was in LA in October, and it took me I'm going to say an hour and 15 minutes to get from the airport to Toluga Lake. It was ridiculous. And
it's insane.
yeah.
It's insane.
But I'm glad that you made it through the traffic, and I'm glad you're here.
I did.
Now, Kristina, you and I now we've been hanging out with our mutual friend Darcy Blakesley and a bunch of other great people, Lynn Portis, and a writers group, and we're having a ball. We missed you this week.
I'm so thrilled. I'm so thrilled to be able to do it. It's just a gift.
Yeah, and it's
So
fun, and we're really getting some steam now. We're writing some stuff.
Yeah.
And but I tell everybody now. I noticed on your that you were a teaching artist. Are you still doing that, or?
I am actually. My teaching is usually just sort of relegated to the summer, which is usually theater summer camps, which, as you know, have changed a little bit because we can't do them in person. But I just got word, like literally a couple of days ago, that the class that I teach typically is a 3-week class with teenagers where we create a play and produce it and perform it in 3 weeks.
Amazing.
And they're letting me take it online to create an original piece for Zoom.
No.
I just couldn't be more thrilled.
Wow.
I was so worried that I wouldn't be able to do it at all, and I told my boss, I said, I have a feeling they'll have something to say this year. So
Absolutely.
I'd really love to be able to keep this class, and they just okayed the Zoom class. So I'm really excited. I've never worked in this medium before. It seems really exciting. So that is, yes, I can still put teaching artist on my resume. I'm still doing it.
Wow. So now the kids create their own script. You what do? You give them a little bit of a structure?
I do. I have to make sure we're all on the same, sort of page, basically, on how story is created. So I do a little teaching like that, but it's mostly like we'll do writing prompts. And typically when we're in the classroom, it's devised. So it's like, we'll do movement exercises and try to create some ideas. And just the first week of class is just an idea generator.
Right.
And then after that, we kind of settle in. And then I usually say, no, it's a democracy. The kids can vote for what they want to keep or get rid of. And then I say, well, somebody should probably have final veto power, especially if we're getting to the last day of class and we need to make these decisions. And usually by the time we get to the second week, say, Kristina, you tell us.
Right.
I can usually be final veto. But you know what? I've had the most amazing plays come out of those classrooms. They're so filled with ideas. They're so fresh. They teach me things every day. So it's a thrill to do it, and it's an honor, actually. I'm super grateful. So I'm just so glad it's not going away this year.
I love it. You know what? Because when I was teaching, and we weren't done with our semester. We had about 4 weeks left, and then the schools closed, and my boss was amazing. And I teach at the same school as Lauren, which is the Male Performing Arts Center. And our boss was great. She literally went into high gear and got all these classes online, and it was incredible. And the kids were great. They loved it. Yeah,
it's a strange thing to have to do, but when everybody has to do it, you kind of fall in line and just okay, this is what our reality is right now, so let's make art out of it.
Right, and because going back to why I wanted to do the show, it's because creativity and connection are so important. That's what I think we miss the most, is being connected. But those of us that are creative, and there are a lot of us, really are finding ways to still connect and create, and that is mind-blowing and amazing.
Yeah, it really sort of, it's challenging. I'm the type of person, when I went to school, all of my theater teachers basically said, we'll give you nothing, you have to create from nothing. And so now I'm sort of back in my element where I don't have lights, I don't have a set, I don't have costumes, we just have to find something. We have to find a story. So yeah, it's different but challenging.
I love it. Now let me ask you, would you consider yourself more of a playwright, an actor, a director, a teacher? What is your first love?
Well, I started acting when I was 10, and I started writing around the exact same time, and it kind of saved my life.
Yeah,
this is true. I don't know how to do anything else.
Wow, you just told my story. You just told my story. Yeah.
I know. And so I found it, and that was great. But when I started to get older, I realized I really, really liked putting words in people's mouths. And then, as I even got older than that, I realized that I really liked helping people get their stories told. So for a while, I was sort of calling myself a play midwife.
Okay.
So I was like, I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you. It's going to be painful. We're going to do it together, though.
Right.
So it's just my career, I guess, my vocation has sort of morphed over time. And I don't know, I enjoy doing all aspects for all different reasons.
Right.
I love to be an actor once in a while. I love to be a playwright when I can. I love to be a dramaturg when I can.
Yes.
And I absolutely feel at home in the classroom. So that's just, I'm sort of a Jane of all trades or a Jill of all trades. So
yeah, but I love
can't
that.
really pick, but I like it.
People like, when's your birthday? Are you a Gemini?
August. I'm a big fat Leo.
I love, my mother was a Leo. Unstoppable. Leos are unstoppable. Well, the women anyway. The women, the men are cool. I get along with the men.
Yeah,
They're a
men are
little
cool,
bit,
yeah.
they're a little bit arrogant. I can take it. They're usually very good looking, so they get away with it. But
this is true about the Leo.
oh,
You're
Leos,
absolutely
yeah.
right.
Leo, yeah. But Leo women, I just love them. They're strong-spirited, and they're fun, and they're super intelligent, but they're not going to bowl you over with their stuff. They don't need to. They know who they are.
Well, that might be true. Yeah, you might be right about that.
Yeah. So now you're working with the kids. That starts soon, right? Or have you?
That starts the first week of July. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a couple weeks. So I've got to kind of get my ducks in a row because I have to work from home, and I also have a child and a husband who's working from home as well. So we're all under one roof.
How is that going?
Working. I have no idea. I'll let you know in a couple months.
I'm telling you, right?
It's crazy.
One of my cousins.
It's really crazy because, yeah.
I know. I was going to say, you're right. One of my cousins, he's so cute. My cousin Robbie, I love him. And I saw a picture. He's got 3 daughters. They're all in college. I think one graduated. And his wife and he are all home. And he literally was working his desk. He had put like an ironing board. An ironing board was his desk. And he had his laptop on it. And somebody took a picture, and he's like, it was like, yeah, that's Dad's desk. And it's true. Like, you do what you got to do.
Yeah, we do. Our bedroom is now my husband's office as well. So
yeah.
It's his office, so he's in there all day long, and my son is in his own room, and then I have the living room, which is where I'm talking to you from right now.
Great.
So that's my office, is the living room.
I love it. Well,
Yeah.
Thank you thank your family for letting me borrow you for a while, because I know that's been tough too.
It's all fine. They're fine. They're good. They're glad to be rid of me for a few minutes.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You know what's been great? The kids, it's so funny. If you talk to kids, like most of the kids that I talk to, because sometimes I talk to I love talking to kids anyway. I think they're so fun. Yeah. But they are so excited that their parents are home a lot.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, I found he's okay with this.
Yeah.
He's okay with this setup, yeah.
Yeah, it's true, right?
And the other one who's really okay with it is my dog. He's thrilled.
Oh, my God. Absolutely. Dogs are so happy. Cats, not so much.
No.
Cats are over it.
Dogs are like, I'm so happy you're here.
Absolutely right. All right. Well, now I met you through Darcy, and did you direct a show of Darcy's or help her write her show? Or because she always, she speaks so highly of you.
Well, she obviously has terrible taste. She's speaking highly of me. Just kidding.
She loves you.
We've been friends for a really long time. We've been friends for a long time. She was actually a play that I wrote. She moved to New York when my play went to New York.
Wow.
So, and she was in it. She was lovely. She's a lovely actress.
I love Darcy. Yeah.
Me too. And I know that she's like, I'm a singer, but she is an amazing actor. She's so present. She's so beautiful on stage. So,
yeah, but you know what else she is? She is so like there's so much going on in her acting that she can really, really trick you. It's like in the best way. It's like that unexpected kind of acting. You know, you think you're getting one thing and then you get something completely like in addition to. It's really great. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's just funny.
Yeah, oh my God,
so
she's
funny.
hysterical. Yeah. Absolutely.
I know.
Well, listen, honey bunny, I'm so glad that you called in, and I look forward to meeting you in person one of these days.
Someday.
Yeah, I love California, so I as soon as things are clear, I may take a me and Judy might take a ride out there, and then
Come on out.
yeah.
Come on out. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. And I think everything's calmed down a little bit out there, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, as far as protests are concerned, they've kind of, they come down a little, but it's still happening out here in LA.
Okay.
And the numbers are still kind of climbing out here. So we're trying to get people to still stay in and wear their masks. That's the big thing right now. But,
Wow.
But yeah, it's certainly not the way it's been in the last couple of weeks, but maybe that means change is coming, which is great. So
Wow.
I'll just keep your eye on the ball, make sure the change is coming and things are falling in line.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what's so
But,
funny when you said that? It's like so strange how the universe works. As soon as I was like, things are starting to quiet down, which all of a sudden some kids out in the neighborhood are shooting fireworks. I mean, that's just
everybody's gonna shoot fireworks until August.
I know, that's the summertime in the hood. I mean, I live in Washington Heights. It's like so much fun. And there's always but I grew up that same way. We always had some fireworks on us.
Right, all the time.
All right, sweetheart. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. This was a delight.
Oh,
As
we're
are
going to
you,
do it again.
As always, Maria.
We're going to do it again. I look forward to seeing you on
Absolutely.
Monday night.
I'll see you on Monday.
Okay, honey bunny. Take care.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, that was Kristina Leach. Amazing. She's a doll and smart and funny and just great. Non-threatening, wonderful, knows who she is. I love people like that. Okay, now, I'm going to do the part of our show called Go Ahead, Keep Eating. That's the food section of our show, right? Now, I like to stay creative, so I cook every week. And I got to tell you, kids, I literally went off the deep end in the pandemic and ate so much food that out of the 30 pounds I lost last year, I gained 18 back. Can you imagine? So I was like, I got to stop. I got to get it together. Because you remember my rule. I don't need to be skinny, but I got to be able to button my pants. That's it. Is that is that too much to ask? No. But I was at that point where I was like, I'm too fat for my pants. And I'm not going up in pant size. That has been my rule for as long as I can remember. I'm not going up in pant size. So I went back on my keto diet. That's right, Annette. Go ahead. Keep eating. All right, so what did I make tonight? I am going to read it because I do tend to put lots of ingredients in my food. I'm going to show it to you first because it's, Annette, you will like this. It's a very pretty presentation. Now, what are those, these petals around here? These are beautiful portobello mushrooms that are sautéed in garlic, butter, onion, salt, and crushed red pepper. Okay, that's that. But in the middle there, I have chicken that was, I sizzled it. So I almost blackened it, right? And really got some good juices going. And what did I have a Spanish onion, orange baby peppers, parsley, unami seasoning. Unami is like a mushroom seasoning. It's really great. I buy it at Trader Joe's. I love it. And then I also put, thyme, because Judy used some thyme this week in chicken, and it was so good. I put some thyme in there. I put some basil in there, and then sherry. I kind of flambéed it with the sherry, and put some heavy cream, because Judy made a very similar recipe to this. So what I did was I added some of my own things and the portobello mushrooms. How beautiful is that? Do you like that? Thank you for the gorgeous, you said gorgeous plate. Thank you, Annette. So that's that. Now my delicious salad. And I made this with Tarra in mind because Tarra, my sweetheart, Tarra Connor Jones, a few weeks ago texted me and she said, listen, you're like the queen of salads, which was, you have no idea what a compliment that was because I love salads, you know that. And when she said I was the queen of salads, because I do like to get creative with my salads, so I thought if Tarra was coming tonight, what would I like to make her? So tonight, this is my beautiful salad. It's Boston lettuce and red cabbage, which I love. I'm a huge fan of red cabbage. And then I put celery in there. And then I have walnuts. Yes, walnuts. I love a little crunchy something in the salad. And gorgonzola crumble. How beautiful is that? I am going to put a pear-infused vinegar and a Milanese gremolata olive oil. Now, there's this company that I love. I love this company, and I have to reach them to see if they want to, I don't know. I got to connect them with the show somehow. They're called New England Olive Oil Company. It's my favorite, like, food company that, I would order supplies from. And they have the most inventive and beautiful oils and vinegars and just really cool stuff. And everything's like fresh pressed in their store. And they're in Concord, Massachusetts. So I got that. I bought a bunch of stuff from them this week. And they send it to you packed beautifully. So that's what's happening there. Let me see. We have about, I think, 5 minutes or 6 minutes left to our show. Let me check on our people. So, Annette, how did I do? Did you like it so far? Now, look at Mandar has written all our recipes. Mandar, you are incredible. Mandar is the keeper of my recipes. Mandar, if I ever do a recipe book, you are my guy, and that's it. You're gonna write the foreword. You're gonna have to write the foreword. Or something, or Annette's gonna have to write the foreword. Annette has a cookbook. It's fantastic. Annette, type in the name of your cookbook. I love your cookbook. Oscar Recipes. And now I know what you're thinking. But where's the dessert? Because I don't have dessert tonight, because I'm trying really hard. I know, no dessert. You even noticed it. What I might do is, because I do eat after the show. It's my little time for myself. I do have these sugar-free Jellos in the refrigerator, and I may eat a sugar-free Jello. What I think Judy said, because we're both went on our diets, I think she said she was going to make a keto cheesecake this week, which is off the hook. Judy can cook, man. So I think we're going to have keto cheesecake this week. Like I said, I'm not going to be on the diet forever. I'm not giving up dessert forever. I got to get into my pants. That's it. Because summer's coming, and how am I going to fit into that bikini? Yeah, no, I'm not going to have a bikini. Don't get nervous. But anyway, so that's where I'm at with that. Now, I do want to tell people, both of these wonderful women were also at some point teachers. And I say that because teachers are like the most amazing people. And I think that, and whether they are in it for their first love of a job, or they fall into it, or it's something that they're called to do, or, like when I started teaching, I never, ever, that was never something that I had in my mind. But one of my friends was on maternity leave, and she taught acting, and she asked me if I would come on and just fill in for her for 6 weeks. And I guess, because I was directing a lot of shows that she was in, so she knew that I had directing chops. Well, I took that job and never expected to continue with it. But then when she came back from maternity leave, I think we're having an echo again, but my boss at the time said, why don't you stay? The kids like you, and we'll create a position for you. And I started teaching vocals. So let me just lower this very quickly, because I think we're having a little bit of an echo back. Anyway, so that's the way sometimes you fall into teaching. So, people out there, I'm sure that those of you that have kids that have been sitting with them while their teachers are teaching them online, you see all the love and work that goes into that. And yes, Andy Prasky said, teachers changed my life. Andy, I could not agree with you more. I've had, the teachers that meant, all my teachers meant something, even the ones that I didn't get along with. But I remember them all. But there were certain ones, oh my God, that just changed everything. They believed in you. There were teachers that I didn't even know I could write, but I had a lot of energy. And I had these teachers that would just ask me to write stuff out. Just write it, or start little poetry classes or things like that. And then we would all contribute. And I just started to realize that I had some kind of a writing voice, So teachers like that see potential in a child before the child even knows that they're interested in that subject, to me is like the most amazing kind of teacher. So one of the things that I'm hoping, and I'm going to talk about it more next week, but you've been hearing a lot of this stuff about defunding the police, and I very quickly want to say what that means, because I think people may have the wrong idea. What it means is there's a city budget everywhere you go, and let's say there's $100, and it would have normally gone to law enforcement. What they're hoping to do is, rather than 100, that they would still get 80, and 20 of it would go to youth services. Or like after school programs, or substance abuse counseling. So that is a very important component that people they don't know the whole of that. And I think my show next week, I may focus more on that, like services that would be expanded. And because I do know New York, and I do know the way that New York works. And I grew up in Boston, and if it wasn't for theater, because my dad got me into a children's theater program at Tufts University, and I spent 5 summers there. And when Kristina said it saved her life, I said, you told my story. That was my story. Had I not gone to this amazing camp, I met people from all over the world, all colors, sizes, religions. I met people I would never have met otherwise. And it just blew my mind wide open. And theater and reading amazing playwrights and all these. So I want to thank my teachers, all my teachers. And I know I wasn't a walk in the park. So I thank you for that. And I just feel like people that take the time, coaches, you know, I mean, Little League coaches, I mean, Pop Warner coaches, and coaches that take the time, people that are part of the community, that pull that beauty out of a kid. It's incredible. You know, and so let's keep doing that. Let's stay positive. I know we're in this whirlwind of a time, but I think that if we all think about the future rather than what we're in now or what we came from, like just think, okay, it's almost like remember those when we were kids, whatever those, can't remember what they were called. Leo, you'll remember. Those little visors, and you would see like little fun things, or kaleidoscope. Let's put those on, metaphorically, and see a beautiful future where there's so much theater, and there's so many like youth services and sports and all kinds of things. You know, very quickly, I know we got to go. Oh, no, we're not going to have time. But next week I'll talk about it, because there was an amazing thing that happened in my neighborhood over a 20-year span with the police and youth, and an amazing program. And I want to talk about that program. So, Jimmy, how much time do we have? I think very little time left.
Yeah, you only got about 40 seconds.
Okay, thank you. I want to thank Jim Bell from Armed Radio. He is our producer and engineer. Where would I be without Jim Bell? Up the river, I tell you. So thank you, Jim Bell. Thank you, everybody. This is Maria. What's the Story with Maria? We got merchandise. I got the apron. I got the tote bag. Please, if you want merchandise, let us know. I'll put my Venmo out there. You can Venmo and I'll send it to you. I love you guys and appreciate you. And we'll see you next week. Take care of each other. Love each other.
Fine with me.